All right, well, Gog, let's before we end the show, we'll do our recap.
Yep.
Tales from the Darkside, and this one came out November 4th, 1984.
Oh wow.
We were looking forward to this based off the title. It's episode 6, Mookie and Pookie.
Yeah.
And this one is one I definitely did remember, and it's actually probably, I would say, has the first person in it that's pretty, even though you didn't know who she was, the biggest celebrity so far to appear.
Yeah.
But Justine Bateman.
Yeah, from the Bateman family.
Yes, you knew. Obviously, you knew who Jason Bateman was. You didn't know that he had a sister who was an actress.
I did not.
She was in Family Ties with Michael J. Fox back in the 80s, but you weren't born till the 90s.
I was born in 85, so I wasn't like aware of content.
Yeah, that's
until,
right.
Like the 90s.
Yeah, because by the time 85 to 90, you're watching like Full House and
and like baby
Urkel.
programs.
Yeah. So, baby
shows.
like Sesame Street, Sesame Skeet.
Yep.
No, I don't know why. I don't know why you would be watching that.
Yeah, I was watching the
you were innocent as a 5-year-old, right?
Pornographic spinoff of Sesame Street.
I just feel like you.
Skeet.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of came up differently.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah.
But
watching porn immediately. I said, I need to know why I'm here.
Yeah.
And so I started doing research.
Where do babies come from? I need to know, and I want to see it graphically displayed.
Mm-hmm.
None of that
it
baby
helped
shit.
my brain develop into what it is today. So.
Yeah, that explains a lot. Anyway, all right. Mookie and Pookie. This episode, spoiler alert, by the way.
Yep.
She has a twin brother. Justine Bateman does, who we meet him in the beginning, but then he passes away early on in the episode. But he was into computers and such.
Yep, he was doing the same thing, trying to figure out how to look at porn on the computer before it was readily available everywhere.
Which I honestly believe, like any technology that we have is basically a way to further or ease the the world of porn, to like access porn or to like have sex.
Yeah, that's what everything is revolved around.
VR. That's the only reason anybody knows how to make VR. Because some
like,
dude
we need
was
to be able to make a sex situation.
Yeah,
that's just a click of a button away.
Yeah, if people weren't trying to have sex, we wouldn't have any of this. We wouldn't have videos.
Yeah, wouldn't need it.
We wouldn't have microphones to make our voice sound real good and sexy.
Oh yeah.
Anyhow, how did we get off on that?
I don't know. We've been derailing this entire segment.
There was no sex on this episode.
Not at all. It's like a young woman and her young brother.
Yeah, it was a very family episode.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually kind of sweet, really, because, but what struck me was this whole idea that he could upload himself into a computer network after he's gone.
Right.
In 1984 seems kind of futuristic at the time.
Like ahead of its time for sure. It's something
and now it's something that's something that we know people are actively working on.
Yeah, that could happen very easily in the next 10 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of the technology that has come about lately in the search for sex really just exponentially grows. It's crazy.
Like all the AI stuff. And, we're jokingly saying like the whole sex angle, but at the same time, like I think there's an element of truth to it about connection. Like people want to be connected. A lot of people, like with the invention of all these devices and things that are supposed to connect us more, it's kind of furthered us from that.
Yeah.
So now, like they did it with the movie Her, where it's like having this AI companionship that's like
that's a great movie.
It was a great movie. But having that with you at all times, that's going to be reliable. It's not going to ever let me down. So that's, an interesting take on that.
Well, they're saying, I believe, that we're kind of in a time where there's more single men than there are single women.
Yeah,
and
I believe that.
There's not enough women to go around.
The species is in trouble.
So, I mean, there's a lot of people who then are going to be like, let me put on my VR.
Yeah. My fake girlfriend.
Yeah. But yeah, so back in 1984 when they made this, it just seems like they were like all those things are interesting to me. Even like Dick Tracy, and now we have the iPhone,
right.
or the the iPhone Watch or whatever you call it now, Apple Watch.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's a part of like the development of technology. Is a lot of it initiated in ideas and concepts, dreams that like come about a lot of times in artistic mediums. Like people will have these huge imaginative like things that seem like we could not accomplish in our lifetime, and then lo and behold,
we get some engineer that's like, "Can I fuck it?"
Yep. Yep. Can I put my weenie in there?
Oh man! All right, this one is extremely rated R today.
Yep.
But anyhow, so it's just the show is one of those about where they're kind of questioning whether or not it could be her brother from beyond the grave. And we have a long discussion coming up when you watch the unedited watch along. We have a discussion of whether or not it really even would be him. It could just be all these ifs and commands that are, he programmed them. So it sounds like what he would say, but we don't know that like that's his essence in there.
All the information of him from birth to death, like even if you took all of that information, fed it into an AI system, it still wouldn't be him, because generally human beings kind of grow over time or change, and this would just kind of be like an amalgamation of the him that existed prior to his passing.
Yes, yeah.
So it wouldn't be like a new idea. There wouldn't be like new ideas. There might be like something that seems new because it's like a combination of things. It's the same difference with like all the AI art stuff, which I won't get into because that's a huge topic of controversy. But it's not generating new images. It's taking, information from all the pre-existing images and then creating something that seems new.
However, that's all we do too.
Yeah. Take ideas and elaborate.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like everything that we output has been input.
Yeah, we take things in and then we talk about what we saw. But we also come up with $1 million franchise ideas.
There we do. So definitely got to tune into our unedited watch along, because we do have a pretty in-depth conversation about all of that. Like, we might be programmed.
We might be in a simulation.
Yeah, into a simulation as it is. I kind of believe that.
I will say the only thing that I have to gripe about this episode was the title of it was very misleading.
Yeah.
I was assuming some monsters.
Yeah.
But it was very much monster-free.
No, it definitely wasn't a scary episode. We've talked about how it's sometimes like it comes off
psychological thriller, or even just like maybe if you think about it from the context of the time it came out, the idea of that being possible is terrifying to them.
Well, I mean, look at Black Mirror. That deals with all these terrifying concepts, and they were hitting on that first.
Right.
And saying, I say, Black Mirror is definitely something that this episode would have influenced,
Yep.
So
it's good stuff.
Yeah. I'd highly recommend that if you haven't watched Tales from the Darkside, if you can, like, I don't know, like, I think some of the episodes are on YouTube, but I went ahead and just bought the DVD. It's four seasons. Yeah. And I think 90 episodes total.
Yeah.
And I just think you need to get that. Yeah. And really, they need to put it on streaming, Shudder, something. Although, GOG, I don't know that Shudder's going to be around much longer. AMC Plus, I guess, we're like, hey, we're not making a whole lot of money, and they're cutting some of those services. And I heard Shudder is one of them that might get cut, which I think is really sad, because I enjoy the older movies that they put on there, and I really think that they're doing a great job at like with the VHS movies and stuff.
Yeah, making their own.
I did watch a Christmas movie. I forgot the name of it though. It's a new one that Shudder put out, where like it's a robot Santa that they're putting in these stores, and one of them goes crazy, goes cray cray. And I was like, this movie was better when it was Terminator.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't great.
Yeah. And that's sad to hear, because I really enjoy that platform.
I know.
I'm not part of the problem. Even though I'm not sitting there like watching it all the time, I pay for it every month. And I think that's like the metrics they care about. It's not necessarily how many people are viewing, but how many people are buying.
Well, I did see a lot of people on Twitter that they love Shudder, and I was like, I do too.
Yeah.
I think that they do a great job in picking movies and platforming them and everything.
You know, as far as I know, aside from like the Screenbox add-on on Amazon, like it's the only horror-specific streaming service.
Right.
So maybe there's just not enough of an audience for that to be its own thing, which is unfortunate because, you know, it makes it easy to be like, I want to watch a horror movie. I don't have to go sift through a bunch of shit. I can just pop on Shudder and be like, sweet.
It just seems like AMC Plus should be doing good enough that they don't have to.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the whole Interview with the Vampire or any of
the series?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
You should.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
Nice.
So I think that's a wrap on this episode of Tales from the Dorkside.
For tuning in, and if you're on YouTube, make sure to smash the subscribe button, ring the bell, all the things the kids say.
Yeah.
If you're listening, make sure to subscribe so you can see when the newest stuff comes out. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Tales from the